Hey there, Alan Mathews here from ClassicalGuitarShed.com. In this video, we're going to talk about stretching and compressing time. This is slowing down and speeding up. It's called rubato, R-U-B-A-T-O in musical terminology. And this is an incredible musical device, but there's a way to do it and a way not to do it. And so the way most people do it is just to feel it. So I'm slowing down. That didn't make any sense, really. You might like it, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't make any sense. What makes sense are things that we see in the natural world around us. So if you think about all these ways that things slow down and speed up in the natural world, then we can think about if you see a car coming up to a stop sign and it's going too fast to stop, you know that instinctively. Likewise, if you see a massive truck, a big 18-wheeler that takes off like a hummingbird, you'd think it was from outer space. It was some kind of creature or something because things don't move that way. That big object doesn't move that way. And in the same way, if you are in a roller coaster and you go up to the top, you know that you're going to stall and then speed back down. Same thing coming over a hill. If you don't, then boom, then it could be exciting, but it's still weird at the same time. One more example, if you're driving down a country road and you have the telephone poles and they're evenly spaced if you're going the same speed, then they're coming at even intervals. But if you slow down, then you start seeing them coming past, boom, boom, at slower intervals. And then if you speed back up, then they start coming back at faster intervals. And if they're evenly spaced, then there's a very predictable way that they are coming at you. It's almost like a Fibonacci sequence or something like this. So we want our music to emulate this. We want it to emulate the natural world, and then it will just be more right with our listeners and with ourselves. It'll just feel better to us because it makes sense in some sort of way. It'll give it more body and it'll make more sense. So when we do this, the first thing that we need to do is to put down the guitar, because this is it can oftentimes be part of a visceral thing to make this work right. And when we play the guitar, we're just locked down on it like this, and we try to use our brain for everything, when really it's our body oftentimes informs us better, especially with rhythm, than our brain will. So to start off with, when we're just got a steady beat like this, then if we want to slow it down, we don't just start slowing it down because we don't know exactly where to put these claps, right? So instead, what we do is we subdivide, and that is to put beats in between. We do this with our mouth. Dot, 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 dot. Instead of just dot, 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 we do two. Dot, 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 or three or four. Dot, 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 dot. However you want to do it, but something. And then that we slow down, and then you focus on that and with your mouth, and that's what's slowing down, and that'll tell you exactly where to put the claps, like this. So we could have charted that on a thing, and it's very predictable where each one, because I slowed my mouth down at a steady rate. And this takes a little bit of practice, but if you do practice it, then you'll get better at it, and it will make everything make more sense. In the exact same way, you can speed up. So that way you've got this, it's like a train pulling out of a station. And it speeds up. So these are the ways that we do this. And then on the guitar, you have to actually practice this. And yes, do it with your mouth, with your practicing. So don't just say, great, got it, and then you just try to do it. Whenever you're playing your piece and you all of a sudden, where am I going to actually slow this note down? I'm just going to slow this top E down. If that's what we were going to do. So there's a particular, I've actually intentionally structured the way I'm doing it instead of just winging it. Which actually that one wasn't bad. So you might get lucky and you might not when you actually do this just off the cuff, but why leave it to chance? Because you can actually speed up. The last thing is, whenever you speed up, you have to slow down somewhere else. Whenever you slow down, you have to speed up somewhere else, because there's this cosmic checks and balances that in your piece, it should take the same amount of time. So if you're pulling time from somewhere and you don't give it back somewhere else, then that as well doesn't feel right. We feel like there's a deficit or a surplus somewhere, so we have to even it out, and that's a study all in itself. So I hope that helps. This is how to work with rubato and stretching time. Please subscribe to this station, this channel, and go over to classicalguitarshed.com, where you'll find all kinds of other stuff for you for your classical guitar adventures. See you soon.